If I was an odds maker or a bookmaker, I'd be terrible at my job because I set the line pregame today, believing in this second line, thinking they were going to get something done. I said, does Jeff Skinner play over or under 14 minutes? You took the over. Most people in this chat were smashing the over on that, saying, no, this is one. The Oilers, they're lacking offensive chemistry. They're lacking shots. Another game. You don't deserve to win. You score 2 goals on the evening. Jeff Skinner, noted goal scorer, noted guy who loves to rip the puck. So were you surprised at all when about the halfway point we saw things were switched up and Jeff Skinner was not getting much ice time out there? It's a frustrating situation right now. It's nothing new, and I put it on us for ever thinking he'd get more than 14 minutes. We were talking crazy.
Well, I mean, there's definitely an amount of, we are definitely rosy colored when it comes to Jeff Skinner this season. I was on Oilers Nation radio predictions as saying that he was going to have 70 points this season. For me, yeah, I reached my boiling point about 3 games ago when Knoblauch goes back to the nuclear deterrent. We talked about it on the pregame show, how, you know, how can you expect any of these guys to have any kind of consistency? And I'm not defending the game that Jeff Skinner had tonight. I'm not defending the game that Victor Arvidsson had tonight. I'm not defending the game that any of the wingers had tonight, because it was just another game of confusion. But for me, it's I don't know. I can't imagine for these players trying to create some consistency together as line mates, and you go from, with Arvidsson and Skinner, going from Leon Draisaitl as their centerman to Adam Henrique, who is, you know, AWOL this year and completely, you know, there's so many question marks with this lineup, so many question marks with this offense that you just, like, I'm frustrated that the coach always goes back to the same answer for the solution to every problem. But at the same time, can you blame him? Because they're the only guys that are getting offense going and the only guys that are putting the puck in the back of the net. And at the end of the day, Knoblauch wants to be a head coach that wins hockey games. So outscoring the other team, it's the goal. And I don't know, like, I understand the frustration. I understand the exasperation, but I also, you know, why is Corey Perry out there in the last minute of the game? I just, like, love the guy to death. He's got a lot of offense going this year. And again, I guess what else can you put out there? But maybe Savoy is an option to get him back in the lineup. I don't know. We're just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall here and seeing what sticks.
It's an incredibly polarizing discussion. Jeff Skinner's in, says, I can't stand Nobby anymore. Sadistic Angel. Let's not bash Nobby. Because, right, let's remember, way more so last season than this season, Nobby had the pulse of this team on his wristwatch, man. He knew everything. He was pulling the strings in every which way correctly. It was hashtag in Nobby we trust. And then, to be fully transparent and just fair in this situation, he decides to go nuclear. It takes a minute or two before Leon Draisaitl scores the first goal of the game for the Edmonton Oilers. So he is semi-justified in his decision-making to do so. I just think at this point in the season, we've got 18, 17, whatever it is, games left, that Nobby, I need you to give more of a consistent run to these other guys. We've seen what going nuclear does and how it kind of subtracts from the rest of the offense. You need to go to your stars when you need a goal, but it's frustrating for guys like a Jeff Skinner or anybody else in that bottom 6, because you're being asked to produce and get this team offensively out of a slump, but you're being asked to do it at a fraction of the ice time as other guys. And in a Jeff Skinner, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins case, I'd argue Jeff Skinner's doing just as much, if not more, than Ryan Nugent-Hopkins in way less of a fraction of ice time. But I don't know, dude. I don't coach the Edmonton Oilers, and this is a very murky, dark situation right now. You can feel the tension in the chat right now. Like, I'm at home all by myself and I'm scared to tiptoe around. I'm just going to be quiet before I go to bed to not start any fights.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews and analysis, everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.